One of the most painful questions after a breakup is, why is my ex already healed while I'm still broken? You see them smiling, moving forward, maybe they're even dating again, while you're still picking yourself up off the floor. And it feels so unfair. Like they've somehow managed to stop caring overnight. But here's what you need to understand. Most of the time, your ex didn't start healing the day you broke up. They started healing weeks or even months before. Think about it, right? Breakups rarely happen in an instant. More often, one person has started to emotionally detach for a while. They've been wrestling with doubts, quietly grieving the relationship. Maybe they've even been imagining life without you, all while you were still together. By the time the words "it's over" are actually spoken, they've already done part of their grieving process. That doesn't mean it didn't hurt them, it just means that they've had an head start. For you though, the breakup feels like the starting gun has just gone off. You're only now stepping into the pain. They've already been living it privately, and that creates a brutal imbalance. They look like they're miles ahead in the healing race, while you're left barely taking your first step. But here's the truth, right? Healing isn't a competition. The fact that they've grieved earlier doesn't make them stronger. And it definitely doesn't mean that they cared more or less than you. It simply means that they were on their own timeline and now you're on yours. The shock you're feeling is normal because you didn't have the luxury of processing it gradually. You've been hit with it all at once. So when you catch yourself comparing your progress to theirs, stop and remember, they didn't move on overnight. They just started earlier than you. Your path looks different, but that doesn't mean that you're behind. You're right where you're meant to be, facing it, feeling it, and beginning your healing journey now. And here's the part that most people forget, right? Starting later doesn't mean finishing weaker. In fact, by going through the process consciously, instead of burying it, you're building a foundation of resilience that'll stay with you for life. But now comes the important part, right? How do you stop their head start from eating away at you? How do you stop their new relationship or their new smiley photos or even their silence from dictating your healing? Well, let me give you a few practical tools. First, flip the script. Every time you catch yourself thinking, they're ahead of me, remind yourself, they're on their own path, I'm on mine. Healing isn't a race, it's a rebuild. You don't need to catch up to anybody. Secondly, practice radical redirection. When your brain drifts back to them, and it will, instead of fighting it, redirect it towards one specific thing that you're building now. So maybe it's your fitness, maybe it's your career or a hobby that you left behind. Anchor your mind to something that belongs to you and not them. Thirdly, use what I call the reverse comparison trick. So if you're tempted to compare your pain to their progress, instead compare who you were in the relationship to who you are now. Even in your hurt, notice the growth. You're standing on your own 2 feet, you're learning. That's progress and it's yours. And here's the big one. Have a word with yourself about your head. Because trust me, no one's life is as perfect as it looks. If you're stalking their social media and you see them smiling online, they're dead happy, remind yourself that's just a snapshot. They could be having arguments, they might feel loneliness at night. That's the reality behind the highlight reel. We only post stuff online we want others to see. Now, I've used this analogy before, but if I go on holiday for a week and it pisses down for 6 days, so 90% of the holiday I've spent just lounging around the hotel, but for one day it's really sunny, so I head down the beach and enjoy the sunshine. What pictures do you think I'm going to post online? It's going to be of that one day at the beach. And then you're going to see the pictures and think, wow, Andy's had an amazing holiday. Little do you know, I spent most of it sat in my fucking hotel room watching YouTube. But this isn't about being petty. It's to ground yourself in the truth that moving on fast doesn't mean moving on well. You don't truly know what their life is currently like. But here's the thing, it's irrelevant because this is now about your life, not theirs. So if they're happy, leave them to it. And if they're sad, leave them to it. The best way to do that is to block them on all social media. Stop torturing yourself and just do it. Finally, set a future marker. So pick a date. Maybe it's 6 months from now. And write down where you'd like to be by then. Now, it doesn't have to be huge. Could just be that I want to be having a laugh with my friends again. Or maybe I just want to feel peace when I wake up. Write it down, put it in an envelope and seal it. That future version of you will be grateful that you chose yourself today instead of chasing your ex's timeline. So remember this, your ex's head start doesn't define you. What matters is that you've started now. And that journey you're on isn't about proving anything to them or comparing things to them. It's about reclaiming yourself piece by piece until one day you realise you're not comparing anymore. You're just living. Now let me know in the comments if this video resonated with you. Have you been comparing your healing journey to theirs? And what are you now going to do about it? Oh, and if you're really struggling to get over them, then hit the link in my description. I've got some brand new ebooks coming out that can guide you through the whole recovery process and help you to finally get over your ex and get on with living. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, but nice one for watching, and I'll see you in the next. Laters.